Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to BWN. My name is Larisha, and this is going to be the easiest explainer video for the 4506T. I'm going to keep it very painfully simple. Why? Because I need it to be simple even for myself. So I'm not going to make it more complex for anyone else. If you are a small business owner, sole proprietor, you have a corporation, you have a partnership, and you are looking for an increase on your EIDL loan, and let's say they've kicked it back to you 3 times. Well, that can be 3 months wasted, as you know. And also, as you know, there doesn't seem to be very much of anyone to call. But I got someone online today to actually show me firsthand what to look for, how they want this filled out. And so I am going to show you now that my stuff has not been rejected, you guys. Yes, I said it. My stuff has not been rejected. So I want the same thing for each and every one of you. So without further ado, we're going to get started. Okay, one of the first things that you need to look for to make sure that you have the 4506T form that is correct, it must say disaster at the top. If yours does not say disaster at the top, do not use it. Listen to me. It doesn't matter where else you got that form from. You're like, this is an official IRS form. Don't do it. They are going to send it back. And guys, they can hold your stuff for months before they decide to send it back. Okay. They say that they do stuff on a first come, first serve basis, meaning that if you are number 200 in the line and it takes them 2 months to get to you, when they get to you as number 200, they are going to say, oop, rejected. Then they are going to stick you back in line. And this time you might be number 3,000. Okay. So you want to get this right the first time. Your form has to say disaster at the top. Okay. Next, under the 4506T, and this is something that is not anyone's fault, but I would say the SBA, because they are not monitoring what all of their reps are sending out to people. Maybe because people are working from home, but some people have been sending the wrong form inadvertently. Your form that you send in and this is as of October 2021, so this is brand new information. It has to be the one that says March 2019, guys. You see here, some of them say 2018 under the 4506T. If it does, don't use it. They're going to reject it for you having the wrong form when it is not your fault. And guess what? When they send rejections, they are not specific. Okay. They send like this rejection. It's a blurb. Like when you get turned down for like a credit card or something like that, and you're wondering like, wonder which one applies to me. And really it's just a generic blurb and they just didn't stop to actually pick the real reason. That's what they are doing when they send rejection. Okay. So I'm letting you know. There's one, I think it's like February 2018 or something like that. You want this 2019 version. You can also verify because that O&B number is going to be the 1545-1872. Okay? So, before you fill out anything, make sure this stuff is right. Disaster, under the 4506T, March 2019. That's the latest one. And you, when you fill yours out, if you're filling it out later than today, check on SBA's website and type in a 4506T. The newest one, the newest one will come up for you. So you want to use the newest form. They revise them sometimes. Don't know why or maybe they're clarifying something, but you want to make sure you're using that newest one. So let's get started. All right. So we are going to have fun, and Bob Smith and Nancy Smith are Sole proprietors, they, I think, just started their LLC, but they are still operating right now under their regular 1040, regular socials, and they're going to have Schedule C's attached to their 1040s, right? So you want to make sure, one, when you're filling this out, make sure you correspond the correct taxes to what they're speaking about. Meaning, if in 2020 something was different and you use your 2020 taxes, it's going to be wrong, guys. You see what I'm saying? Like if you moved or something like that. So make sure that, I think since they're asking for 2019 to be the one that corresponds with this, that you pull 2019. Okay. That's lesson 1 here. All right. So Bob, we're going to fill out his social because that is what he used on his Schedule C. And that is also what's at the top of his taxes. Okay. Oh, Bob, I'm sorry. I filled out your social wrong. Here we go. Boom. So make sure that if at the top of your taxes you have an EIN, that you don't mess around and put your social. Again, you don't want this kicked back for just missing something like this because it's so important. All right, we're going to fill out Nancy next. All right. Now, also equally important before we move on from 1B and 1A, 1B, and 2A, 2B. If Nancy is supposed to be listed first on the taxes, make sure Nancy is listed first. Do not switch the names. Okay? It must show the way at the top of your 1040, the same way it shows at the top of your 1040 is how it must show there. Otherwise, they will reject it. Yes, if you were doing this yourself, would it likely still come back just fine? Yes. Likely, yes. Of course, they can interpret a form and that names are switched. However, the SBA is not playing these games with any of us, guys. They will send it back. So make sure if Bob is first on the 2019 1040, that Bob is listed first on here and that Nancy's listed second. Again, then make sure you have your social correct, of course. Or if you use an EIN, make sure it lists your EIN. And again, I'm speaking about corresponding to whatever form you use. So whether that be the 1040, the 1120, the 1065. So in this case, Bob and Nancy, again, they're sole proprietors. So that is how they are rocking. All right. So next, we are going to the address form. Bob and Nancy have been at their address for 20 years. So, they don't need to change anything as far as a previous address, but they have been at 123 Bell Street in Taco, Texas. Living in 12345. Okay. Here's another important thing. You might think, I'm just going to fill out my address the way I always fill it out for letters, right? Yes and no. If your address has that extension on the back of the zip code, meaning, let's say you have a 4-digit extension like Bob and Nancy, right? They have 1111. If you turn in your paperwork with just 12345 as your zip, they will reject your form. Yes, I know it seems silly. It might be, but they will reject your form. So make sure you look on your taxes. And if your taxes say this extension, like if it corrected it for you while you were filling your things out, put that. Now, if your taxes do not have that on there, fill it out how your taxes have. Okay? you want to mirror whatever year that is. Now, if in 2020 you have the extension of 1111 and in 2019 you don't, and they're asking for 2019, go by 2019 and leave it off. Okay? But we're going to say that they have it just so you guys have a reference again for understanding that you must put this extension that you normally do not have to put on here. All right? Here, it says if applicable, put your file number. You are going to insert your file number from the SBA here. So this is the same file number that in all the emails you have to put at the top. So whether it starts with a 33 or a 22 or whatever, and then it's like 00001933 something 5. Okay, so put your file number. All right. All it does is ensure that your stuff is going to get back to the right place. Okay. You can't go wrong with that. Next, the ever important space. What am I going to request? This depends on what form you use. The 1040, again, is going to be used for if you are, well, really, it can be used for anyone. But in this case, we're talking about sole proprietors, business owners, small business owners. If you have itemizations and you use the 1040, go ahead and put that 1040 down in this spot. Don't skip this spot. If you skip this spot, they will send your form back. If you put the wrong form, they will send your stuff back. You do not want that. So please pay attention here. The 1065, I believe that is used for, let me see, check my notes here. Yes, when you have a partnership, that is when a 1065 is used. So let's say Bob and Nancy are partners, and that's still the order that their stuff is filled out, but they have a 1065. Make sure you fill that out there. And then 1120 is for corporations. So the C Corps and other types of corporations, if you filled out an 1120, don't mess around and put a 1040. You will just delay your own stuff. So make sure you get it right. In this case, remember Bob and Nancy, they're sole proprietors. They actually use their social. They have an EIN too, but maybe they used both on their Schedule Cs or something of the sort. So they have a 1040. Next, you have to check C. Don't hit A, don't hit B. They want C. C is the record of account, which is a combination of A and B. So make sure that's checked. If it is not checked, guys, they are going to send it back to you. And again, you do not want to go from like number 2 in line to number 2000. And it is that serious because all the big companies as of, I think the 9th, were able to start applying for like over, I don't know, up to some really high number, right? So they're all getting back in the game. You do not want to be at the bottom of that list because, as you know, the bigger the company, the more money they can likely request, and the sooner it's all going to run out, right? Right. So now that you have done that, you want to pay attention to 9, year or period requested. They want 3 years. And most of the time on the SBA forms, you'll find out that this is already filled out. But if for some reason you come across a form that does not have this pre-filled out for you, 12/31/2019, 12/31/2018, 12/31/2017, okay? These are the years they're wanting. Don't put 2020, 2019, 2018. No, 2019, 2018, 2017. Okay? That's what you need to go there. And make sure, because some of the wrong links only have 2 years, they want 3. So then just make sure you always have that 2017 in there. All right. So moving forward, you must check this box. It is saying that you can sign the form, that you are authorized to do it, right? Right. Here, fill out your phone number. Okay. Make sure you do it. So we're going to do Bob and Nancy's phone number. Boom. We're all filled in. Now, this title, we are just going to fill out for Bob, the owner. Okay. And now we need to make sure that the same order that is up here is the same order that reflects down here. Don't have Nancy sign first. They're going to send it back. Bob needs to sign here. And make sure your date is legible enough, because if your form is too old, then they're going to send it back to you anyway. So you at least want to make sure that you don't do a signature style date, right? You want to do a legible date and, do your signature how you would like to, but make sure Bob is first. It needs to be in order. And then Nancy would be under here second. And of course, make sure that you date here as well. So let's do a quick recap, right? All right. So the first thing that we would do, they said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, we need you to fill out a 4506T form. Here's the link. Only use this one. Yes and no. All right. So you're going to click the link that they send you, right? Then you're going to go to the SBA's website, type in 4506T in the search bar, and then check that form is not newer that's on the SBA's website than the form that is sent in the email. And I'm telling you, you must do this because some of the people, because they are working from home, are still sending out to you the 2018 form. They should not be doing this. I actually made someone aware of the fact that this is being done, and hopefully they have already remedied it, right? But check. All right, so you've done that, you have your form up, and then boom, at the top, disaster, right? Under the 4506T, March 2019, as of right now, unless there's a newer one that comes out. All right, you're gonna make sure that OMB number says 1545 1872, just to make sure everything corresponds. You're going to fill out 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, how it appears on the taxes of the year they're asking for. Of the year they're asking for. So if in 2018, let's say they're asking for 2018 and that was filled out differently than 2019. Let's say Nancy wasn't a part of the picture in 2018, but now she is in 2019. Then if they're asking for 2018, you're going to need to fill out one for Bob and how it was back then, and then probably a whole separate one for Nancy and how she was back then. So if it was single, she'd probably be, if she was single, she'd be on 1A and 1B, and then you would be on 1A and 1B, Bob, right? Right. Okay, so make sure that you are paying attention to that, because you do not want to end up back in line. Right. Next, we are paying attention to our address. How is that filled out on our form? If we have this extra little delineator here, the last 4 digits that they sometimes have listed on things, you have to have that on there. If you don't, then don't. Okay, but you want to go by your taxes, and you want to be very granular with this and pay attention, because again, this is all the name of the game, not having to repeat the process. All right, SBA should already be on the form if you get it from them or you get it online, but if not, then just type SBA, because I've had ones that didn't have it too. Then this is like a if applicable thing. Getting tongue-tied. But it's important still, because it helps to correspond to your file number. And this is going to be your SBA file number. Again, if you were one of those people who were sending emails to the EIDL increase email, it's the same number that's sitting at the top of there. That's what you want to put here. It helps them to send it to the right people. And maybe it'll help them be a little faster. Never know. Right? So then in line 6, you want to enter the tax form number that you use. Make sure you get that right. So if you use the 1040 or the 1065 or the 1120, you need to make sure that you have the corresponding number here. Do not leave this blank. Next, check C. Make sure it's checked. All right. That allows them to be able to get A and B combined, which is what they are needing. Then make sure your 3 years are there. 2019, 2018, 2017, as of 12/31 in each year. Then this little box that seems so easy to skip, don't skip that. It says that you have authorization to sign this form. And so you want to make sure you have that done. Then make sure that your phone number is in here. Otherwise, they're going to send it back. Then sign in the order that you filled out here in 1A and 2A. Do not mix that up. So sign in that same order, okay? And make sure that your date is clear enough for them to be able to tell what date you are speaking about. Otherwise, they may think that your form is old, even though it is not. All right, guys. So I have empowered you with all of the tools that I was empowered with in order to get over the hurdle and actually get the stuff submitted. Guys, y'all know that's not even an approval, right? It's just getting submitted so that way they can tell you yay or nay. But it seems so hard to get to that place in line, right? And so this will make it easier for you. Like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, if anything seemed, a little unclear to you or a little fuzzy, let me know. I will get in the comments and, answer whatever I can. And let me know if there's any other forms that are a little confusing for you. And that way I can make a video on that next. All right, guys, it has been great hanging out with you. This is Larisha from BWN, and I am signing off.